to better serve the government and people of the state. Addressing the people of Makudi Guma Federal Constituency during his ongoing thank you tour of the state, Governor Alia made the pronouncement of the renovation and other projects to be carried out by his administration. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula has the reports.
As Governor Hyacinth Alia's thank you tour of the state continues, his team arrives Makudi, the state capital, to interact with the people of Makudi Goma Federal Constituency. He first pays homage to Lobi Traditional Council, headed by first-class chief of the area, His Royal Highness Moses Anagende. He receives blessings and support of the royal fathers. The governor then expressed the purpose of his visit to Lobi being to acknowledge the support of the people to him, which led to the victory at the polls and assumption of office as governor. He urges the people to remain steadfast in supporting his administration for the purpose of better service delivery, while revealing his administration's intention to train and engage 60,000 youths in information and communication technology programs for the overall development of the state. The governor restates his unwavering commitment to deliver good governance that will guarantee dividends of democracy to the people. He informs the people of his directive that salaries, pensions and gratuities will be paid between 22nd and 25th of every month.
I am grateful. The Holy Scriptures tell us that to whom more is given, more is expected. If you have seen any work, any road construction, any underpass, any proposed overhead bridge, I want you to know that it is not my handiwork, it is purely the handiwork of His Excellency, our great President who loves Benue, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
The people of Makudi Goma Federal Constituency expressed gratitude to the governor for his firm stance to align his policies with the yearnings of the masses, which they say are already yielding positive results. The people, however, appealed to the governor to increase the number of projects and appointments of persons from the constituency.
He has appointed not less than 20 of us into very key positions. Myself, the Honorable Commissioner of Health, and the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice and Public Order, and so many other things. So what else will a man do for a people that we require or attract their support?
Over 5,000 decampees from other political parties are received into the All Progressives Congress during the event that comes before the governor's visit to Gwe West Federal Constituency. Winifred Yoso, Benue Television News, Makudi.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET has predicted thundering and rainy weather conditions from Sunday to Tuesday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Saturday in Abuja forecast morning thunderstorm on Sunday over parts of Gombe, Bauchi, Borno, Adamawa, Jigawa, Taraba and Kaduna states. It envisaged thunderstorms over parts of Zamfara, Kebbi, Kano, Borno, Adamawa, Bauchi, Katsina, Kaduna, Jigawa, Yobe and Taraba states later in the day. Thunderstorms are anticipated over parts of the central states, places like Plateau, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory, Benue and Niger states during the morning hours. Later in the day, there are prospects of thunderstorms over parts of Kogi, Niger, Plateau, Benue, Nasarawa and the Federal Capital Territory. It said that southern cities are expected to witness morning rains, particularly parts of Imo, Ogun, Ondo, Delta, Edo, Cross River, Bayelsa and Lagos states. According to NIMET, early morning thunderstorms are expected over parts of Yobe, Borno, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Kano, Jigawa, Taraba, and Kaduna states on Monday. NIMET envisage morning thunderstorms over parts of Taraba, Adamawa, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Bauchi, Kaduna states on Tuesday. According to it, thunderstorms are predicted over most parts of the northern region later in the day. NIMET advised public to take adequate precautions as strong winds might precede the rains in the areas where thunderstorms were likely to occur. It urged airline operators to get updated weather reports and forecasts from NIMET for effective planning in their operations. President Bola Tinubu has directed that all civil servants drawing salaries from the government after relocating abroad should be made to refund the money. The president also directed that the supervisors and department heads of the culprits must be punished for aiding and abetting the fraud under their watch. Tinubu gave the directives at the award night organized by the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation to commemorate the 2024 Civil Service Week. The event was also to honor some outstanding civil servants in core ministries. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, George Akume, the President expressed dismay over the attitude of the ghost workers. He restated that the government would take appropriate measures to ensure they are punished and the money refunded to the government treasury. The President acknowledged the challenges in the civil service sector and reiterated his commitment to address them for optimal performance. Highlights of the events were the presentation of the top 3 prizes to the winners and additional 500,000 cash prizes to 40 workers. You're watching Countrywide on Benue Television. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. The Benue State government has vowed to connect communities with roads network towards improving the economy of the state and lives of the people. Governor Hyacinth Alia made this known Wednesday in Vandikia during a thank-you visit to the people of Jechira in Benue North East Senatorial Districts. In fulfillment of his campaign promises, the governor announced award for construction of 8 number roads in Jechira, including access road to the hometown of former governor Father Moses Adasu. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula completes the story.
The importance of building quality roads to any economy cannot be overemphasized. This, the present administration in Benue State is not taken for granted, but as a means to connect communities aimed at improving lives of the people. Governor Hyacinth Alia announces, to the excitement of his people, construction of 8 number roads in Vandikia and Konshisha local governments. Included in this construction is the road leading to the hometown of former governor of the state, Reverend Father Moses Adasu. Governor Alia acknowledges support of the federal government under President Bola Tinubu to the state through his people-oriented policies and programs to better their lives. He is therefore tasking the people on unity and support of the present administration.
And give my very special love. He says I should extend his love of fellowship and hand of development to you all. Nahan Shachu. One winner, Nigeria Jiminchi, my president was in Bola Ahmed Tinubu now Kosa Kwataya. President was in Tinubu.
The people of Jechira, comprising Vandika and Konshisha local government areas, unanimously agreed to stand with their son, the governor, to succeed. Different stakeholders, including Tekuna Chief Nyonga Chiako on behalf of the traditional institution, Dennis Guda representing caretaker chairman, Aunduwasi Kundefa appointees, lead others to pass a vote of confidence on the governor and endorse him for a second term.
Jechira extraction should come up and rally around their son for what is coming ahead. People have been agitating that he's not coming in for second tenure. He has finished second tenure matter in just a year.
The supports also include Amendi Kyo for Youth, Dorothy Mato, spokesperson for women, a Chief Barnabas Gemade under the Elders Group.
Well, my charge to Jechila people is that we are solidly united behind Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia as governor of Benue State. He has performed well. We are in total support of his administration, and we are charging all sons and daughters of Jechila, nobody should compete with him in 2027. And he will stand unopposed when the time for second term comes.
The roads to be built are Dikbo Kotiyo to Vandika, Tiam Junction Te Okuna office to post office, Tagbragba Teo Banya to Selagi, and Atse Kausu, Tumeshangbun Abena, Ashimi and Anza streets within Vandika Township. Others are Branch Atse, Konya Wese, Tagbragba Gungu to Awaji, Tomka Swedaka, Bakbu to Awaji, Sa Township, Abwa, Dagba to Adambe, and Anongo, Bagbongon, Seshande to Adikbo Roads. Emmanuel Akula, Benotal Vision News, Makudi.
Benue State Boundary Committee has begun demarcation exercise in troubled communities that have suffered issues of land dispute. The committee launched demarcation of the boundary between Bonta in Konshisha and Opute in Oju local government area of Benue State. Martha Eku was there and has the report.
For over 2 decades now, some borderline communities in Benue have suffered both inter- and intra-border crises due to land disputes. This is the reason behind this gathering here in Bonta, a border settlement between Konshisha and Oju local government area of Benue State. The crises between these two communities in the last 2 decades have led to loss of lives and destruction of property. Many security officers have also paid the supreme price, including the military, who were sent there for peacekeeping, only to be ambushed and killed. Benue State government, under the leadership of Governor Hyacinth Alia, moved by this profile and urgent solution, put up a boundary committee headed by the Benue State Deputy Governor Dr. Sam Ode, who in the last few months has carried out a series of public hearings and other measures to finally arrive at a conclusion that land demarcation will bring a lasting peace. The State Deputy Governor, who is also Chairman Benue State Boundary Committee, Dr. Ode, performs the ceremony in Bonta, Konshisha local government, calling on youths of both communities as key actors in conflict situation to shield their sword and embrace peace. Dr. Ode, who assures of fairness in mediating for peace throughout Benue, warns that a carrot and stick approach will be applied in the demarcation process, as government will not hesitate to come after anyone who tries to breach peace once the demarcation is carried out.
I have no personal interests in any group other than the peace we seek to achieve in these communities. Government is going to approach this demarcation with 2 hands. One hand is carrying the olive branch of peace. The other hand is going to use force.
The Deputy Governor acknowledges the peace initiative by the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue for the peace mediation between the communities, the traditional rulers and stakeholders for contributing to the unity of the people.
Peace-building initiatives, your peace-building mechanisms have proven, at least in 2 of our communities, in Agatu and today between Constitution and Oju to be valid strategies that can be adopted for similar peace building across Benue State and beyond.
Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Mr. Ondawase Kunde, a member of the Peace Committee, Engineer Okwe Ona, affirms support for demarcation project and appeal for unity among the people to draw development to the areas.
After your assignment here, the both communities will rest and return their arms to wherever who gave them, they will return those arms to. Please, conscious people, I am begging you with my knees. Whatever it is, give a peace chance.
Let everybody, as a child of God, we all know where our boundary is. If you are going to go into another person's land, you say, please, I am taking this part of your land. There will be crisis. But when you say it's my own by force, that is where trouble is.
Caretaker Chairman of Konshisha Local Government, Mr. Philip Achua, and his counterpart from Oju, represented by the Vice Chairman, Mr. Monde Angwa, expressed belief that the demarcation exercise will end the crisis while promising to ensure peace reigns in their domains.
Anyone who violates what His Excellency has taken his time to come here today, I think you will be on your own.
Our forefathers have been living together in peace. We can toe the line of peace.
Representative of Ado to His Royal Highness Dr. Daniel Ulegede and Tekyo were present to support the peace moves. A copy of the Gazette was brought as a reference point for proper demarcation to be carried out. Martha Iku, Benue Television News, Makade.
The organized labor warned some governors not to plunge the country into a state of resentment, misery and impoverishment through the wrong pieces of advice to President Bola Tinubu. It also restated that the position taken by President Tinubu on the two proposals before him from the final report of the Tripartite Committee on the National Minimum Wage would determine its next line of action. Recall that while the government team and organized private sectors had made an offer of 62,000 naira on the last day of the meeting of the Tripartite Committee on the new national minimum wage, while the organized labor comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, demanded 250,000 naira as a new living wage. Speaking to newsmen, the head of information of the NLC, Benson Opa, said that the two labor centers would subject whatever figure the president would submit to the National Assembly to the decision of the appropriate organs of the two labor centers. He also ruled out the option of rushing to strike immediately, explaining that it was not every problem that would be solved with strike, adding that strike was always the last option. We'll take more news after this break. Stay with us.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion. Benue.
Glad to have you back. Individuals and organizations have called upon to collaborate Joseph Sanwan Taka University Makurdi to achieve their mandates. Professor Agbe stated this Friday during the Benue Seed and Inputs Fair at Dapo Plaza Makurdi, organized by International Institute of Tropical Agriculture (IITA) in collaboration with Joseph Sanwan Taka University Makurdi. Dorcas Chair has the details.
Dean, College of Agronomy, Joseph Sanwan Taka University, Makurdi, Professor P.I. Agbe, has called on individuals and organizations to partner with the university to enable them achieve its mandate, especially in the area of agronomy. Professor Agbe stated this Friday during the Benue Seed and Inputs Fair at Dabo Plaza, Makurdi, organized by International Institute of Tropical Agriculture in collaboration with Joseph Sanwan Taka University, Makurdi. He said they had signed a memorandum of understanding with IITA to carry out their mandate on agriculture and described the meeting as timely and called on participants to use the knowledge acquired to improve their farming methods.
The moment you don't weed, virus will take over the field, insects will take over the field, bacteria will take over the field, and the weed itself will compete for available space, the nutrients and everything. At the end, you may not even get 1/10 of the potential of that crop. Do your weed survey. Whether what you have in your field, if there are grasses, we have solely grassy herbicides. If there are broadleaves, you have solely broadleaf herbicide. And we have herbicide for both, the composite.
Project coordinator Dr. Teyima Yolamen explained that IITA, in partnership with other partners, was implementing 2 projects in the state known as Accelerated Variety Improvement for Seed Delivery System in Africa and Seed Equal, with emphasis on cowpea and soya beans production. Dr. Yolamen added that the researchers have come up with improved seedlings that can be climate resilient in the country and the globe, which farmers need to know.
The difference between these 2 projects is that one put emphasis on cowpea, which is and the other put emphasis on soya beans. The market for legumes seed was not moving, so we felt that what can we do to make sure that the market of some of these legumes is moving. We also discovered and realized that researchers, they have come out with good varieties that are resilient, that are adaptable to this new environment that most of us are calling it climate change. But farmers are not aware that these varieties are in existence.
In a remark, Mr. Patrick Uda of Nature Access Speedway Makurdi commended the organizers for the initiatives, which he noted would impact positively on farmers of the state, and called for proper application of farm inputs for more results.
Our mission is on smallholder farmers' productivity and access to market. So whatever we are doing is to see how smallholder farmers' life can be better, how their income can increase, and how we can guarantee food security in Nigeria.
Technical lead of Syngenta Limited for Nigeria and Ghana, Mr. Emmanuel Akor, country representative Syngenta Abuja, Mr. Isaiah Gabriel, Director General Bureau of Agricultural Development and Mechanization, Tese Ninga, represented by Mr. Joseph Yonengi, Head of Department Plant Breeding and Seed Science, Joseph Sanwan Taka University, Dr. John Oko, and Director Seed Technology Center, Joseph Sanwan Taka University, Professor N.I. Odiaka, all called on stakeholders and participants to patronize the seed and inputs by the university. Dorcas Shia, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
The head of civil service of the Federation, Dr. Falasha Deyemi Esan, has asked workers with higher national diplomas to undergo 1-year mandatory training before their conversion from executive to officer cadre. Yemi Esan said this Saturday at the virtual interactive section with civil servants in commemoration of the 2024 Civil Service Week. The 1-year mandatory training program to bridge the gap between the polytechnic awarded higher national diplomas and the university degrees have been controversial between the National University Commission and the National Board for Technical Education. Recall that the bill was passed at the 9th National Assembly in the 2021 to end the dichotomy, but did not sign into law by the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Thus, NBTE, which regulates technical and vocational education, had to introduce what it describes as a one-year top-up program which offers a platform for HND holders to level up towards obtaining a bachelor degree. While fielding the question from one of the civil servants during the virtual meeting, Yemi Ehsan said the curriculum for HND and BSc holders were not the same. Hence, HND graduates would have to undergo mandatory one-year training before conversion from executive to officer cadre. The Vice President Oil and Gas at Dangote Industries Limited, Dava Kumar Edwin, has accused international oil companies IOCs in Nigeria of doing everything to frustrate the survival of Dangote oil refinery and petrochemicals. He said the IOCs were deliberately and willingly frustrating the refinery's efforts to buy local crude by jacking up high premium price above the market price, thereby forcing it to import crude oil from countries as far as United States, with its attendant high cost. Speaking to the group of energy editors at the one-day training program organized by the Dangote Group, Edwin also lamented the activity of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) in granting licenses indiscriminately to marketers to import dirty refined products into the country. He affirmed that the federal government issued 25 licenses to build refineries and Dangote Industries Limited is the only one and delivered on its promise. He said from the start of the production, more than 3.5 billion liters, which represent 90% of our production, have been exported. He called on the federal government and regulators to give the industry the necessary support in order to create jobs and prosperity for the nation. Recall that the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) recently met with the crude oil producers as well as refineries owners in Nigeria in a bid to ensure full adherence to domestic crude oil supply obligations as enumerated under Section 109, Subsection 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act. With that, we've come to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Before we go, a recap of the top stories. Benin State government had vowed to connect communities with road networks to improve the economy in the state. Federal government said HND holders must undergo one-year mandatory training. Also told you that NIMET predicted a 3-day thunderstorms from Sunday. Thanks for being part of Countrywide on Benue Television. I am Susan Ayo. Remain blessed.